Jake with Bond Performance. A little different project today. Decided to somewhat build a exhaust for our pit bike, my son's TTR110. So just figured I'd maybe be a little inspiration for other dads with some fabrication skill out there. Save some serious money on an exhaust. So this is a FMF shorty silencer for a KTM or Husky 150. I'll post a picture at the end of the video with the part number. And yeah, so I was gonna build a header, but I don't have a lathe anymore, and I was gonna have to have a buddy machine this flange because it's kind of an odd size. It's made up with the header. I still got tape on here. I have my back purge setup going, but just figured I'd keep it simple. So this piece of tubing was cut. This bend was originally here, and then this one came from there. So the bend that's in this slip fitting would be welded to here, and this bend used to be there on the header. So I also sectioned out about 1 inch off of this piece, and the angles worked out good. I tacked it on the bike and just laid it on the bench to be able to roll it around and TIG weld it. So I used 2 different filler rods because we're doing mild steel here and stainless steel there. So I only use stainless filler on the stainless weld. I've got some black paint. I'm gonna prime it and paint it real quick. And once the heat shield's on, you'll really never be able to tell it was even welded. So here's the bike. The only difference required to make this work without any extra hassle was, instead of utilizing the factory exhaust mount point, I'm using the fender mount hole, which is, I think it's an M6 versus this would be an M8 thread. So maybe not quite as strong, but it's a lot lighter exhaust. Got my helpers here, and yeah, they're excited to hear how it sounds, huh? All right, so we're gonna get it painted up and then put the bike back together. We'll take her for a rip. All right, so the paint's mostly dry. Just kind of hit it with a heat gun because it's nothing too critical. Quick and sloppy, but it'll keep it from rusting on the non-stainless part of the weld. So I'm gonna throw the heat shield on, throw it on the bike with a new crush gasket and some new hardware, and we'll fire it up and see how it sounds. All right, just one more look before I put the number plate back on. Got the new hardware and gasket. I masked off the stainless weld, and like I said, it's mounted to the fender hole instead of the number plate, which is also the seat. This would be where the factory exhaust was, but that kept me from having to modify the mounting bracket at all, and it's on there solid. I've got about a 1/4 inch spacer to get it sitting just right, so it's not going to interfere with the tire. We'll throw the number plate on and show you that. give it some revs, ride it a little bit, and that'll be a wrap.
Cheesy cats.
So it definitely needs rejetted. It's got some hesitation to it, but we'll definitely be able to hear